Hey guys, so this is going to be number 2 of the PTR analysis for Season 3 or 11.2. Our current tier set and the Season 3 tier set has been nerfed. For our current tier set, we actually have received a compensation buff for 3%. And then when it comes to our Season 3 tier set, I know it says preservation, but the 2-piece actually is flameshaper overall. So will impact devastation as well. So periodic damage has been decreased to 25%. And it now stacks up to 50% instead of 80%. Now, when it comes to the interaction that you might have had questions for when it comes to Scalecommander's tier set, as far as I'm aware, it does not have any interactions with any Devastation talent node. However, I believe it actually interacts with Melt Armor, but I could be wrong. It's just further testing and what other people find out, I guess. When it comes to the actual numbers and where both of them currently stand up against each other, I actually have been messing around with creating like multiple versions of APLs for Scalecommander's tier set. Pet AI is a little wonky, so it's not entirely realistic, so take these numbers with a grain of salt, and obviously better ones will just come out in the future. As of right now, on single target, they seem to be pretty dead even. I actually went through, even in game, tested it on dungeons, raid, and training dummies, and it was really hard to tell. Scalecommander seemed to be maybe a little ahead, but who really knows right now? When it comes to AoE though, flameshaper actually still seems to be quite a bit better. It's not a gargantuan gap like it was in Season 2. Right now I'm averaging around 18 to 22% more damage for flameshaper on average. But as I said, Scalecommander's numbers that I'm getting right now seem to be pretty unrealistic, so they could either be somewhat right or flat out wrong or completely right. I really have no way of really knowing until I do more testing. But as I left on the note as well, do not immediately go off of these numbers for any real decision making, because right now they could easily just be flat out wrong. Now, for any interaction that I'd actually like to see change, or I guess like anything that should be mandatory that should be changed immediately, or anything that should be cool, I guess. Probably the biggest one is right now we receive a large burst of damage from our Jackthir Squadron while RP walking plus deep breathing. I would really not like to have to RP walk every single time I want a deep breath, which is every like 20-25 seconds. So that is really bad gameplay in my eyes, and if I want optimal damage in any scenario, I'm going to have to do that, which seems really bad. Uh, Even if our squadron does not benefit from any talent node, as far as I can tell at least, it actually would be cool if they would benefit from scintillation. Just as I stated, imagine the fireworks that you could see with all the blue everywhere. Uh, Another thing that I actually noticed that I wish would actually be fixed is there's multiple interactions where squadrons will randomly AFK during combat. Now it could either be through whenever like they begin to cast Disintegrate, sometimes they will randomly stop. Whenever you go to walk somewhere, they will randomly stop, and then of course, whenever they go to hover, they actually will cancel their casts. And whenever you go to hover somewhere, they will also cancel their casts as well. And this kind of goes into part with the last one that I think is actually kind of in the middle of both equal change and probably something that might be a little necessary. Obviously, squadrons share the same 25-yard range as us, so on paper it seems fine because it's 100% fluid with how we play and our playstyle. However, if we are forced out of melee range, or not melee range, or pretty much melee range for us, because, 25 yards. If we're forced out of our 25-yard range for any reason, they will not hit any enemy unless they're within 25-yard range themselves. So if it's like another Nimue situation, this heavily nerfs our tier set and pretty much invites poor gameplay for Scalecommander. So the change that I would like to see is I would like for them to stay the 25-yard range if that would not be a huge issue with that. But if they go to cast Disintegrate, or whenever they are casting regardless, if we have to walk away for whatever reason, I would like to actually stay, or have them stay in place. Think of mage's mirror images. Have them stay in place pretty much exactly like that. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will be sure to answer as many as I can. And thank you for watching.